shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
It was a pretty day yesterday. We can thank this high pressure system for another couple of pretty days, but rain on the way for the weekend. We'll take a look coming up.
Funeral ceremonies are underway in Iran after the death of President Ibrahim Raisi. We'll break down what's next for Iran's government.
And the price your child pays for school lunch could be going up. How much more it could cost per year. Talked about that before. We've seen it before. We may be seeing it again. We're glad you're with us here on a Tuesday morning. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you with us. We walked in the studio and I was like, oh, look at us. We matched today. It's like on the same orangey coral vibe. Yeah. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner going with the light purple today, but you still look fabulous.
Thanks, y'all. We're taking a live look at Apex this morning, and all is quiet. Yesterday, we had a little bit of patchy fog, and we are starting with a nice low dew point again today in the 50s. So super comfortable out there right now, but there could be a little bit of patchy fog as you're heading out to work and school. It is 60 in Durham and Raleigh, but lots of 50s on the map this morning. 54 in South Hill, 52 in Roxborough, 55 Goldsboro, 57 in Southern Pines. So really feels nice as you step out the door this morning. Checking our forecast at lunchtime, much like yesterday, we'll see mid to upper 70s and highs will be in the mid 80s this afternoon. That's a touch warmer than yesterday. We are looking at some hotter, more humid conditions just in a couple of days, along with a stalled front for the weekend. I'll show you what that may mean for your Memorial Day plans coming up.
An 18-year-old is in police custody after authorities say he shot at officers after executing a search warrant. Halifax County Drug and Gang Task Force responded to Elm Street in Weldon about 8:30 last night. They say someone started shooting from inside the home, forcing them to take cover. More than 2 hours later, 18-year-old Umel Jackson walked out of that house unharmed. Officers took him into custody. No one was hurt. Authorities have not said what Jackson will be charged with.
The price your child pays for lunch at school could be going up. Wake County school leaders will vote on the price hike today. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from Southeast Raleigh High School this morning. And Laura, the school board has raised lunch prices for the last 2 years.
They have. Good morning, Renee. I'm here at Southeast Raleigh High School, just one of several schools that will be impacted if these changes go into effect. We know that this comes, as the school board says, the rising prices of packing and managing things, as well as supporting employees, has gone up. Now, take a look at this. The proposal would raise breakfast and lunch prices at all schools by 25 cents. Prices would go up to $3.50 and $1.75 for elementary school lunch and breakfast. They would increase to $3.75 and $2 for middle and high school lunches and breakfast. Now, for a 177-day school year, we know that this all adds up. That would cost the family $44.25 more for lunch per child. It would also cost $88.50 per child if the family buys both breakfast and lunch. Now, as you've mentioned, this would be the third straight year that the board raises these lunch prices. The school board will vote on this matter at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Laura Levine, WRAL News. We're live in Raleigh.
School leaders in Wake County will decide today whether a plan to add naloxone to each school should move forward. The proposal would include training 3 staff members at each school and office building on how to use the overdose reversal medication. Last year, naloxone was used 21 times for suspected overdoses in North Carolina schools. At least one more vote would be required after today's board meeting to approve the policy change. Funeral ceremonies for Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi are underway. This is a live look right now. Crowds in Iran are gathering to mourn his death from a helicopter crash Sunday. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the U.S. has no knowledge of the cause of the crash and had nothing to do with what happened. Iranian officials are investigating, but there's still no indication of what went wrong. Fog in the mountainous area where the helicopter was flying may have played a factor. Elections to choose Raisi's replacement will take place next month.
A mom says she wants answers after her 6-year-old son was restrained inside a closet at school. The boy's grandmother found him in the closet when she stopped by Marion Boyd Elementary School in Warren County to bring him lunch. She took a picture and alerted the boy's mother. His mother says he has autism and is nonverbal. She called the school's administrators and she says they lacked urgency in their response to her.
Nobody reached out and apologized. Nobody reached out and said anything. Nobody did nothing.
WRAL reached out to Warren County Schools and got this response. The district received a report of alleged misconduct by a classroom teacher toward a student. The classroom teacher was a contractor and not an employee of Warren County Schools. That teacher has been removed from the classroom. We also reported the allegations to the proper authorities. The boy's mother says she hasn't decided whether she's comfortable sending her son back to school.
Former President Donald Trump's hush money trial is nearing its end. The prosecution rested Monday, and the defense may do the same today. The defense called Robert Costello to the stand. He's a New York lawyer who once advised Michael Cohen. Trump's attorneys say as of now they do not plan to call any further witnesses. Costello's testimony comes after Cohen was on the stand for 4 days. The judge says closing arguments in the case may begin a week from today.
A downed tree caused some damage in part of Orange County. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. That tree split and fell on a car and some power lines. There were people inside the car when the tree came down. It's not clear if they were injured. This happened on Lawrence Road between US 70 and 70 Business near the Okanichi Golf Club. The tree also pulled down some stoplights in that area.
Durham's mayor is calling for an investigation after singer Monica's no-show at last weekend's Bimbay Cultural Arts Festival. Durham Parks and Rec says they arranged for Monica to perform back in January through a booking agent. They received another confirmation in February. The night before the festival, Monica took to social media saying she had never been contacted or contracted to perform. More than 3,000 people attended the event, and now the mayor wants answers.
We usually contract with a third party to bring in artists or produce an event. So the investigation is going to tell us where we are in that process, what money we paid out, if we paid out anything.
Williams says a criminal investigation of fraud could be warranted depending on what's found in an internal Parks and Rec report. WRAL has also filed public record requests with the city to learn who the booking agent was and how much the city of Durham paid.
A scary moment for Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever. Clark rolled her ankle during the second quarter of the Fever's game last night against the Connecticut Sun. Her teammates had to help her up, and she limped to the locker room. Good news is Clark was able to return to the game in the second half. She finished with 17 points. The Fever, though, fell just short of getting their first win of the season, losing 88-84.
North Carolina is dealing with a shortage of nurses. According to the state health department, North Carolina needs 12,500 nurses by the year 2033. One projection says long-term effects of the pandemic could grow that number to more than 18,000. One UNC health nurse told WRAL reducing burnout and increasing the number of students accepted in nursing programs could help.
There's not enough slots for people who want to be nurses. So I think at UNC they have 100 or maybe 120 spots. I know they get more than 200 applications, and they always can't give the people who probably I know want to be nurses a slot.
UNC Chapel Hill recently graduated 113 students and another 70 graduate students from its School of Nursing. The UNC health system currently has 1,400 openings. Good Samaritans jump into action to save the life of a man struggling to swim.
Not sure how it would have played out if we were not here.
A look at the intense water rescue that was caught on camera.
And Rod Brindamore is sticking with the Canes. We'll tell you about the extension he just signed with the team.
And let's give you a live look at Franklinton. Good morning. Some areas may see some patchy fog this morning, but it will clear out for a nice sunny afternoon. Can't wait. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will join us after the break.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:42 and we take a live look across the area. It feels nice out there. 57 in Wilson currently. The whirligigs are still a little bit breezy yesterday, but it's nice and quiet right now. 60 in Durham, 61 in Fayetteville. Pretty moon out there. I'll see if I can hunt up a moon shot as it starts to set in just a little while. We're going to be watching visibility again today. It's down to half a mile in Rocky Mount. Not seeing anything on the camera there. Yesterday we had just some patchy fog, and we have similar conditions today, so we could see that developing again. Otherwise, it's a really nice walk with the Dogs this morning with temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60. Pleasant lunchtime, too. A great day to spend your lunch hour outside. And a little warmer this afternoon with highs in the mid-80s, but still feeling comfortable. Now, we do hit 90 later in the week. I'll show you how it will feel with the heat index.
Authorities in New York are moving forward with their investigation into the Gilgo Beach killings. They executed a search warrant Monday at the home of the man accused in the killings. Rex Heuermann is charged with murder in the cold case deaths of 4 women found buried along the beach. Authorities did not comment on what investigators were looking for at the home. Heuermann is expected back in court next month. He's pleaded not guilty.
A flight attendant from Charlotte pleaded not guilty to secretly recording a 14-year-old girl using an airplane bathroom. This incident happened in September. 36-year-old Estes Thompson III was indicted on 1 count of attempted sexual exploitation of children and possession of images of child sexual abuse. It happened on an American Airlines flight from Charlotte to Boston. Authorities say he put his phone over the toilet to record the teen right before she went in to use it. Police say Thompson also had recordings of 4 other young teens using the airplane's bathroom. He's due back in court in July.
Pro-Palestinian protesters interrupted Jerry Seinfeld's comedy show in Norfolk over the weekend. Protesters disrupted the set, yelling about children in Gaza. Security escorted at least 1 man out of the venue. This came a week after dozens of students walked out of Seinfeld's commencement speech at Duke University. Seinfeld, who is Jewish, has indicated his support for Israel since the attacks by Hamas.
An intense water rescue caught on camera as Good Samaritans jumped into the water to save a person who appeared to be struggling to keep their head above water. This happened Sunday at the Boca Raton Inlet in Florida. Seth Stern was there filming boats for work when he heard a man cry out for help from the water. After waving down lifeguards, Seth took matters into his own hands. And video shows him climbing over the rocks and then jumping in to help the teen who was struggling to swim. 2 other men followed. 3 of them dragged that teen back to safety.
The cuts and scrapes all over my body, but if that's the price to pay to save a life, I would do it again without second guessing.
Yeah, all the people involved are okay. Seth says he would love to meet up with the person he helped bring to safety.
Rocky Mount Animal Services is offering free adoptions while the shelter undergoes renovations. Dogs are being temporarily housed at the Old Nash County Animal Shelter. Because of limited space at the Nash County facility, Rocky Mount Animal Services will not accept dog owner surrenders. They say all cat operations will continue as normal and cat owner surrenders will be accepted. The free adoptions run through June 30th. Renovations are expected to be complete by June 17th.
I want to bring you into the WRAL Live Center. Good morning. I'm Chris Lovingood. Just showing you some new images regarding the mourning moments that are happening right now in honor of the deaths of Iran's president and foreign minister there. This is right here. You're looking at the casket of both of those individuals covered with flags, flowers, and there are also photos depicting both of those people next to the caskets. I want to show you another image here as well. And this right here is a large poster that is being shared right now. And this is actually a poster of Qasem Soleimani, the Iranian commander killed by a U.S. airstrike back in 2020, kissing late Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi on the forehead. So many people at the bottom part of the screen, you can see they're gathering right now. A lot of other efforts are happening to mourn this moment that happened yesterday after their president died. Stay with WRAL as we continue to bring you more of that here on the Live Center.
Rod Brindamore is sticking around. The Carolina Hurricanes head coach signed a 5-year contract extension. Former Canes captain said he couldn't envision being anywhere else, and getting his contract done wasn't just about him. It was about taking care of everyone, top to bottom, who has made this team successful. The entire staff received multi-year contracts.
I think what makes us go and be successful as a group is that I really believe we're a family in there, and it certainly helps with me knowing that we got everything covered from top to bottom in there, and we got the best guys doing their jobs, and it makes my job really easy, to be honest.
The Hurricanes hired Brindamore as head coach in 2018, and since he took over, he's led the Canes to 6 straight playoff appearances, 2 appearances in the conference finals.
Hurricane fans celebrated an incredible season at the annual Paint the Ice event. Season ticket holders shared their love and appreciation for the team at PNC Arena. And they certainly left their mark on the ice this time around with messages like cause chaos, loudest house in the NHL, and my favorite, in Rod we trust.
That is an annual tradition. Certainly a lot of fun to get out there and paint the ice. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. We have dry roads. That's a good thing right now, at least for a couple more days.
Yeah, it's going to be nice and quiet for the next few days. The next thing that happens is temperatures are going to climb and it's going to feel a little more humid. We'll feel that most intensely on Thursday, but it's really comfortable as you step outside right now. This is a live look at Franklinton this morning. The temperatures are pleasant. The winds are calm. The dew point is nice and low. So expect temperatures in the upper 50s this morning. By lunchtime, we're in the mid 70s. It's going to be another nice day to spend your lunch hour outside if you have that opportunity. We take a live look at our tower right here outside the building. We have it lit in blue there for clear skies. You might catch the moon. Like I said earlier, I'm going to try to see if I can hunt up a camera with the moon. I haven't been able to find it yet. But another thing that we love to see is your Weather Watcher photos. Look at this gorgeous sunset from Wade, North Carolina. Dr. Daniel Schubert sent this beautiful photo. I'll tell you, I grew up with horses and I had a white one. So beautiful. So thanks for sending that in. You can also send us your Weather Watcher photos. Just go to WRAL.com and search Weather Watchers and you'll see how to send those to us. We'd love to see them. Mid 80s for today. Raleigh, Durham, and Fayetteville. Lots of sunshine. We'll watch out for a little patchy fog this morning. We haven't seen much of that develop, but as we get closer to sunrise, we may see some patches of that. Comfortable this morning. Our dew point sitting at 57, but it doesn't last long. We're going to see that climbing by the time we get to, say, Thursday and Friday into the weekend. We're sitting at tropical, so that amount of moisture in the atmosphere is really going to climb. But our homestand for the Durham Bulls for the next several days, still feeling comfortable. Just a little bit of a climb in our temperature. Today's going to feel great at the ballpark. All the games this week start at 6:35 up until Sunday, of course. Tuesday, 79, Wednesday, 83, Thursday, 86, and it looks nice and dry. Thursday, there's a very small chance of a shower or thunderstorm. 81 is our normal high, so we will be above that now from now all the way through the weekend, with the hottest day being 92 on Thursday. We'll see highs in the mid 80s through the weekend, even with that chance for scattered thunderstorms. It's not likely to be a washout any of these days, but coming up in a few minutes, I'll walk through with Futurecast and show you when the best times are to end up seeing the showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures again will be on the mild side. Highs are in the mid 80s for the rest of the week, except for that 92 on Thursday.
Elizabeth, thanks. OpenAI is facing backlash for one of its ChatGPT voices that people say sounds eerily similar to a famous actress. The response from Scarlett Johansson.
Plus, a North Carolina mom is proving it's never too late to follow your dreams. Her new accomplishment at 60 years of age. It's often said art often imitates life. Well, now AI is imitating art, and not everyone likes it. David Daniel has that in today's Hollywood Minute.
Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed?
Scarlett Johansson voiced an AI operating system in 2013's Her. Now the company, OpenAI, has removed a new, highly touted ChatGPT voice option that sounded too much like Johansson in the film. Users and commentators noted the similarity after OpenAI used the voice, which it calls Sky, in a demo last week.
I came across this classified cable telling companies to go overseas and buy up food and water resources.
It's not just China, not just Russia. This is Wall Street, big money. It's leasing land to foreign countries.
Blackfish director Gabriella Cowperthwaite returns with a new documentary, The Grab. Journalists from the Center for Investigative Reporting work to expose governments, private investors, and mercenaries aiming to control worldwide food and water resources the way OPEC controls oil. The Grab lands in theaters and on demand June 14th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Big news for Gardner native Scotty McCreery. His fifth studio album, Rise and Fall, tops the Billboard country chart this week. It's also number 6 on the all-genre album sales chart. The now 30-year-old rose to fame on American Idol, and just last month he was inducted into the Grand Ole Opry. The second single from the album, Fall of Summer, will be added to country radio at the end of this week.
Firefighters and deputies in North Carolina made an adorable rescue. Members of the Civitan Fire Department and the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office rescued a cat. that was stuck in the hood of a car. Crews were called to the home over the weekend. Didn't take them long to get that kitten out, but they finally did, and the kitten was doing fine, doing okay, and is not hurt. Also, it now has a new home.
A North Carolina mom says it is never too late to live out your dreams. She's now earned her bachelor's degree at the age of 60 years old. Melissa Gray walked the stage last week at Bennett College's graduation in Greensboro. The mother of four says she was inspired to get her education after a long battle with drug addiction. She has a message for others who are still hoping to reach their goals.
Don't ever let the fear of failure stop you from living your dreams, because it's not a failure. It's just an absence that you take for a moment, and then you regroup, you restart, you regain, and you win.
How's that for perspective? Gray says she couldn't imagine sitting still at 60 when there is so much to do to help others.
Elvis Presley's famed Graceland estate is scheduled to be sold during a foreclosure sale this week. Presley's family is fighting to stop the sale, which is set to happen Thursday. Lisa Marie Presley inherited the mansion from her father when he died in 1977. Her daughter became the heir to the estate when she died in 2023. The company behind the sale says Lisa Marie Presley borrowed money from it and gave it a deed of trust. Her daughter is countering with a lawsuit, saying that's just not true.
Coming up at 5 a.m., a major update on veterans who were exposed to toxic substances. How many are now receiving benefits through the PACT Act?
Plus, a California woman makes history swimming 30 miles in waters that are breeding grounds for great white sharks.
Because who would want to swim toward the Shark Island?
Well, how long it took her to swim from the San Francisco Bridge to those islands.